Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, my loves. Welcome to Magical Moments. What I've been finding has been coming up for my clients and people I work with is this idea of separation and compartmentalizing. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today to help you have a better understanding of what that looks like and how that might be showing up in your life and how that's really keeping you stuck and from what you are wanting to have in your life and live into. So first off, the idea of compartmentalizing is where we take different parts of our life and we sort of keep them all separate from each other. So there's the part of you that might be going to work. There's the part of you that shows up for your friends. There's the part of you that possibly is a parent. And there's the part of you that shows up for your family in a different way, like your biological family. And then there's the part of you that's allowed to have fun. Then there's the responsible part of you and many, many other hats and roles that we wear and partake in that we tend to keep very separate. And essentially, nothing is separate from us. Everything is intertwined within us, outside of us. It's all energy. And so by separating these parts of ourselves in this way, we leak a ton of energy. And that makes us tired, makes us stressed, makes us feel overwhelmed and confused. And we're kind of juggling all these balls, trying to keep them in the air. And so when we can get underneath that and come back to this idea that nothing is separate from us, we stand a much better chance of flowing with our life, of allowing there to be access to more energy so we don't feel so tired, we don't feel overwhelmed. Because essentially, by fragmenting ourselves this way, we are stepping out of our power. We're sort of scattered. We don't have this calm, clear center that is the control tower of everything. When we've got all our pieces and our things we do separated, we are not in our power. We're not able to bring everything together and make decisions that are based on our whole life. And through that, we fall into this idea of trade-offs where we're constantly trading something for something else. And we get caught in this game that tells us that we can't really be whole, that we can't have all that we desire because we've got to trade something else in order to have this fit in. And that is one of the pitfalls of this compartmentalization and separateness that we create for ourselves. So it also brings a whole lot more stress to our lives because we're trying to manage all these parts of ourselves instead of bringing them into unity, allowing them to work together, allowing them to support each other and kind of blend into each other so that we start to remember at a cellular level that we are not separate, that nothing is separate from us. As we're fragmented, it really pulls us off track of what we want. Like we have a goal, we have a desire, but because we are so separated and so compartmentalized, it takes a heck of a lot more energy to move along the path in the direction of our dreams, of our desires, of the things that we want to create for ourselves, because we're just spread so thin everywhere. So by allowing all these things to come together and moving forward step by step on our journey, there's so much more of us that shows up for our lives, for all our situations, for all our relationships, for our work, because there's just more of us that's in coherence as opposed to being scattered everywhere. So, how do you move out of this idea of being spread thin and compartmentalized into a more coherent state? Great way to start is really remembering that nothing is separate. Everything comes from you. You are creating your life with every thought, with every word, with every action, with every feeling. And so you are the measure of what is happening in your external world. And if you look around you and you feel that there's a lot of chaos, then there's going to be a lot of chaos within you. And the way to settle that outside world is to really settle the inside world so that you're able to create something that is more in alignment with who you are and what you want. And a big reason we compartmentalize is because we're afraid to feel. And by putting ourselves in these little boxes or these little containers, essentially, we are dancing around our feelings and the emotions that are actually underneath. We get in this pattern of only allowing certain parts of ourselves to behave in certain ways. And it's just a way to really not feel the pain or the hurt or the frustration or whatever that deeper emotion is that's underneath the anxiety, the stress, the overwhelm, the things that you use to keep you from feeling the deeper feelings. Another reason that we do this is related to our identity and who we believe we are or need to be or should be. All of those things we tell ourselves about what we need to do or who we need to be okay, to be accepted, to be liked, to be loved. And when we really break down and can clear away all the beliefs we hold about who we need to be and really allow ourselves to just be ourselves, to get to that place where we are okay with who we are. We're comfortable in our own skin. We're allowed to be the person that we are rather than trying to fit into somebody else's version of who we should be. And so the more you can come into the truth of who you are as a soul, as a human, as a divine being, there's less need to keep all these parts of yourself separate. And this idea is sort of, as I'm talking, it's like giving yourself this big hug and just welcoming all of you home and allowing everything to be, because you are, my love, divine. You are here to love and be loved and to live this beautiful version of life, where everything is to your advantage, where you are held, where you get to be you, shining your big, beautiful light and love for the world. So I invite you to take some time and really look at, where are you separating yourself? Where are you compartmentalizing parts of yourself and keeping yourself separate from everything you would love? And then seeing how you can bring those pieces into alignment with who you are and include all of you in your life. Have a beautiful week. I love you. Namaste. Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life. To learn more about connecting with your dreams and your intuition so that you can create a life full of possibilities, visit me at www.themodernDayIntuitive.com and see how we can create magic together. A big thank you from my heart to yours for making the planet a better place for us all.